All right, guys, what you're looking at here is surface tracking done in Lockdown in After Effects, which is a plugin you can get on AE Scripts made by a guy named Chris Veranos, and then the new surface tracking that was created in DaVinci Resolve 18. I'm going to go over how I did these, and we're going to go through the process and how long it took and everything, find out which one is superior, which one is inferior. But take a quick guess in the comments down below, pause the video, let me know. Do you think that the clips that you're looking at now were done in After Effects or in DaVinci Resolve? Let's jump into DaVinci Resolve and do our first clip, and then we'll find out at the end which is which. All right, so let's jump into DaVinci Resolve and make our first tracking test here. We're going to use this clip of the woman walking through the park, and this is going to be a tough one because the shirt is all white and the background is pretty bright as well, and she kind of goes in and out of frame. So let's jump into the color tab. All right, so I'm going to drop in a surface tracker node. I'm going to create some points around the back of her shirt here. Sorry about that noise. Staying in a little hotel right now, moving from Japan to the United States, and there's some crazy sounds in here. So let's go to the mesh. I'm going to leave it all as default. I'm going to switch it to, let's see, for the track, I'm going to switch it to better, and we will track forward and backwards. I'll speed this up and I'll let you guys know how long it took. Okay, so tracking's done, and if I scrub through the timeline here, it looks not bad actually. So let's go ahead and add our image in here. So I'm going to go into my media pool. I still have to bring in an image. So I've got this PNG that I've created here, and let's go ahead and bring that in as its own node. And I can connect the, let's see, I'll get rid of the media pool to make this bigger. I can connect the image to the green input here, and you can see it still needs its matte. So I can connect the top blue here to the bottom one. Cool, that made that disappear. So that all works great. And then if we go to the result, I can reshape this. Now, if you've been watching other videos like this, you see that people choose where it goes here, interactive canvas, they choose sliders. And I was always wondering why people chose sliders. And I think the reason, instead of corner pinning it, is because you get more control over keeping it uniform exactly how you want it. And I'm going to try to match up these clips as best I can between After Effects and DaVinci. But let's see, I'm going to place this right here. And then you know that we're going to go into compositing. We'll switch this to overlay, and then we'll turn down the opacity to 0.85, and we'll keep those settings the same on the different clips and images that we use. And as you guys can see, this says subscribe with our logo on it. So if you guys haven't done so, consider subscribing. And you know, just like that, we can kind of, I'm going to set our reference to this one. And let's see, we can go and track this and see how it looks. It's cool that we get real-time playback too. So it's doing all of this warping in real time. I'll pause here and I will go to render it. And I just let that render in real time. You can see how fast DaVinci is. Now let's swap into After Effects and see how we can do this clip in After Effects. All right, so here we are in After Effects. Again, 4K timeline. I've got my same clip in here. You guys can see playing back. It actually already plays back a little slower in After Effects, which is crazy compared to DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve is unparalleled, and I'm on the M1 Max MacBook Pro here to do this. So I'm gonna go to Effects, select my clip, go to Effects, Veranos, Lockdown, and then the cool thing about Lockdown is we have the pop-out menu here. So now that we're in the Lockdown pop-out window, I can create the mesh. I'm going to try to duplicate the mesh that we had in the DaVinci composition as best I can. I'm going to try to make this match as best I can. You can see the automatic result here. I might actually reduce the points. Actually, I'll leave it totally default, so that way we have both totally default. And I'll track it again. I'm going to speed it up again so you guys can see without having to wait for it how long this takes. All right, and we can see our results here in the stabilized tracking window, kind of how this went. It seems like, oh, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell how this went. We'll see when we actually drop the logo on it. So with lockdown, all you have to do is close the window. So I'll stop it playing. Close the window, and I can go to the frame that I want to start on, which is the first frame, and choose lockdown. And it's going to create a bunch of stuff for me over here. One of them is a pre-comp, and I'm just going to go into that. I'll delete my checkerboard, and this is where I add my PNG. And the cool thing about, one thing that is cool about lockdown is here I could add anything that I want. I'm going to do overlay and 85% opacity again. Actually, you do that in the main comp. But the cool thing here is I could add anything. I could add a text, image, a video. I can draw on it. I can do anything, and I'm not limited to a PNG. I can create anything here. Lockdown does exist for DaVinci Resolve, but I have not tried that yet. So if you guys want to see me try that, let me know. So then here I change my opacity to overlay and my transparency to 85% like I did before, and we can observe how this looks. All right, and playback's definitely worse, but let's go ahead and render it out and we'll see how it really looks compared side by side. I'll speed up this render so you guys can see how long it took. All right, we're back in DaVinci Resolve, and I've got this second clip here. This is kind of inspired by one of the lockdown videos that I first saw when that plugin came out. We're going to track that same logo onto this monkey's right shoulder here. These clips, by the way, are from Video Blocks, which is great for stock video, not sponsored or anything, but just a great website to go to. So I'll drop in the surface tracker, and I will find a frame that looks like it's going to be a good one. And let's see, we can go with this one. We'll create some bounds. I'm going to try to follow the contours of the monkey's shoulder. And we'll go to mesh and see what that looks like. Okay. And we'll go to track, and we want better again, of course. And we will go forwards and backwards. And I'll let you guys know how long that took. All right, that's finished. And so we're going to go do the same thing that we did before, which is bring in our PNG. And the limitation of DaVinci is that we are pretty much stuck with our PNG as our only means of overlaying an image this way, which is kind of a bummer, as opposed to After Effects, where we can do anything we want. Really, we can write on there, draw on there, anything our heart's desire. So again, we'll go with the subscribe logo. We'll make that about 70%. And we will, let's see, we'll rotate it a little bit. And again, we'll go overlay, 85% opacity. That actually looks kind of interesting. Maybe not overlay. Let's see, what can we do that will work with the white that we did there? Let's just go overlay. That's fine. And so we'll go with that. And maybe we can make it a little bit bigger, maybe 0.75. Try to make this something I can duplicate. So let's see, we do some quick playback. That looks pretty good. All right, so that looks pretty good. We'll render it out. And again, we got some real-time render here. DaVinci is just unbelievably fast on the Apple Silicon. It's kind of ridiculous. All right, so that's finished. Let's hop over in After Effects, repeat the process again. All right, so here we are in After Effects, and I'm going to go ahead and repeat the process again. So I'll go to about 4 seconds where we were before. Something like this. Something like this. We'll go pop out, and we will create our mesh. And we'll go extremely accurate, and we will track it again. Okay, so we're done here in lockdown. That took an extremely long time, but it looks pretty good. So let's pop out of here and back into our composition. And we'll go ahead and on this frame, we'll click lockdown. All right, so we've got the same process again like before. I'm going to drop in my logo. go back to, well, actually, I'll reposition it here. Scale it up a little bit. All right, we'll go back to the comp, and we will set this to overlay 85%, and scrub through. All right, looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and render that out, and I'll show you how long that took. All right, and that's done. And now we're back in DaVinci Resolve, and we've got one last clip, and it's this one, and this one's interesting because you got the guy moving around, holding up his watch. So what we're gonna try to do with this one is put a logo up here on the top of his shirt, somewhere where it's not gonna get blocked by his watch there. So again, we're gonna go through kind of the same process. We're gonna drop in the service tracker, but this time I'm gonna find a frame that looks like it's the most likely to give us problems. So which one is the one where we have the least amount of shirt to work with? Okay, I'm gonna go with right here. So let's try and work around his shirt. Like that. See what the mesh comes up with. And we'll go to the track, same thing, better, and we will go forwards and backwards. Now let's scrub through and see what that looks like. It actually looks pretty good, I think. So let's go find a good frame. We'll go with this one. And we will go for the, on the track here, drop in our PNG, just like before. No changes here. Put that in, put the mat in, and we will go to the result. Let's see, we will set this as the reference frame. I kind of like that. Sliders. Where is our logo here? There we go. There it is, kind of huge. So I kind of lost it in there, so we had to find it. Another thing that's kind of tricky about the DaVinci workflow here is that you can you have to look within your work area there to find your final product. All right. And let's see, that might look a little bit more realistic if we go like that. And I'm not going to do any more to make that look like it's on there. I'm just going to leave it like that. It might look a little wonky, but let's see a quick scrub through. That looks like it's pretty stuck on there. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad actually. So let's go ahead and render this one out. And you guys can see we'll get that into After Effects, and then we'll look at the final products of these. All right, in After Effects, and there has just been no question that DaVinci has been faster by a lot at doing these trackings. And I want to show you guys something really quick on this one. So just to make sure that we're all on the same page, there are settings up here for cache, disk cache, which does speed up lockdown tracking, and I have had it on as well. I have had it on. So this is the actual speed that Lockdown has been tracking these at. Lockdown, of course, is a much more robust program. I will give it that. But DaVinci is lightning fast on Mac Silicon. It is just not even a conversation at this point. It's just faster. So let's track this last clip. They're all 15 seconds, and we'll see how long it takes. Okay, so that's done. Took quite a while. Let's see how it looks. Oh, it looks awesome. All right, so let's pop out of here, pop out of Lockdown, and we will go to the frame that we like, which is probably something like this, and we will lock down. All right, go into our pre-comp. Same process, you guys, same process. Gonna go down here, drop in our logo. Oh, what happened here? Looks like something weird kind of happened. Let's see. Did something happen? No, it looks like just a weird glitch over there. I don't know what that was. Let's see. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know what's going on there, but it seems like we're okay. Let's see. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out. We'll keep going, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, that looks, I mean, it looks stuck on there. So let's go ahead and we'll render this out. Just a weird glitch. Now, After Effects might be just getting tired from all of this tracking and rendering that we're doing. All right, After Effects is done. Let's check out these results. All right, guys, so here are the results. And tell me honestly, what did you think? Did you get it right? Did you get it wrong? You can see here the one on the right is your After Effects, the one on the left is your DaVinci Resolve. It seems like final conclusions here is After Effects Lockdown does work great. I think overall you get better results with Lockdown and you can customize it way more. But speed-wise, it takes much longer, especially if you're working with a 4K timeline. So once I put that timeline 4K, opened up Lockdown, it was sluggish. Now, of course, Lockdown does have a DaVinci plugin. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments. If you like this video, consider giving it a subscribe. If I haven't earned that, smash that like button. Go out and enjoy your life today. Do that for me. I appreciate it. I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Until next time, out for now.